Hello, good evening, ladies. Okay, sorry I'm coming to you so late. Please excuse my non-makeup, non-fixed hair self. I'm in my sweatpants. I've been home with 2 sick kiddos all day long, so it's just been one of those days. So, sorry I'm coming on here so late, but I wanted to come on as promised and do a meal plan with you guys, giving you guys specific instructions on how to create your first meal plan. And hopefully this can be a meal plan that you create now for next week for you and your family. So basically, I want you to remember as we start this that I want to help you create a lifestyle with slow, sustainable changes that you're going to maintain forever, right? And that you're going to build upon. So know that everybody may have a different approach to this, and I want you to go for the approach that fits you and your family where you are right now. Don't compare your approach to other people. You have to choose what is right for you and your family. So if you get overwhelmed really easy and you feel like your diet is so far away from healthy right now, maybe you want to focus your meal plan, your first meal plan, on just choosing one meal to plan and tweak and make healthier for your family next week. So maybe you just want to concentrate on breakfast next week and choose one or two of the healthy breakfast options. Try them out for your family. Plan them as your breakfasts. Get all the ingredients and things that you need this week. Prep them this weekend so that you have them ready to grab and go for the week ahead. Maybe you just need to start with breakfast. Maybe planning all of your meals is too overwhelming for you, okay? Or maybe you need to start with lunch or just dinner or snacks, whatever. Start where you need to. But if you feel like you're ready to just like give it a go and go all in, then you can do that too, okay? So in the group, it should have posted to the news feed in the group that I created 2 documents. One was breakfast and one was lunch and dinner. I haven't added snacks yet, but I'm going to. I just haven't had time yet today. So I listed at least 6 recipes in each category, including recipes. The recipes, the ingredients, and everything is in there. So there's like 6 meal ideas for breakfast, and I think I put like 12 or 15 or something for lunch/dinner. So I feel like you could use those for either way, depending on how you want to approach your meal planning. Okay, so I want you to be able to find those. If you don't see them in the news feed, then click on the files section of the group, and you should see the documents there that said like breakfast and lunch, dinner recipes. Okay, so if you're going all in or if you're just concentrating on a meal, this is what you need to do. So for breakfast, and I put these instructions just at the top, I want you to choose 1 to 2 breakfasts that you're going to alternate this week, okay? So I don't want you to try to eat something different for breakfast every morning, and I want you to choose something that closely resembles what you're eating now. Now, some of you guys sound like me 3 years ago. I never ate breakfast, wasn't a breakfast fan. I would have coffee and that was it. So, but I challenge you, if that's you now, maybe to think about eating breakfast and seeing how you do. Now, I will admit that I'm still not a huge breakfast eater early in the day. I typically don't eat breakfast till 10, sometimes 11. I have my coffee when I first wake up, and then I go ahead and have my breakfast prepped and ready to go, whether I'm at work or at home, and then I'll eat breakfast at 10 or 11 whenever I get hungry, okay? So that's okay to do, but it's important to have that meal, okay? So choose a breakfast recipe from there that's easy to prep for you and your family. And if you're really working on a budget, just choose 1 breakfast option, okay? So you're going to choose a breakfast option, you're going to write it down, okay? If you're choosing 2, then you're going to write it down. And I shared a sample meal plan that I do electronically through, through Google Sheets, just like a template that I made that I create for myself and just change out every week. But you can do whatever, paper, pencil, just like however your brain works, just write it down. If you don't write it down, it's not happening. Let's be real, okay? So write down breakfast, okay? Write down every day of the week. and write down what you're going to have. And if you're going to alternate, then alternate 2 different recipes, okay? And then once you have breakfast written down, go to a separate sheet, your grocery shopping list, and write down the ingredients that you need to create that meal, okay? You're not writing down any other ingredients, just the ingredients that you need to create that meal. Now think about too, when you're doing your meal plan, if you're going to meal plan and prep for just yourself, if you're going to include your husband in there, whatever. I personally meal prep and plan for me and my husband every week, but we definitely did not start off that way. My husband had zero interest in this when I first began, so I just prepped for myself. So it doesn't matter if you just need to start with you until you get the kinks out, then do that, and then move forward. Remember, we're working for the long haul, the big journey. We're not worried about if we're perfect next week the first time we meal plan and prep, right? Because you're not going to be, but you're going to get better with practice every single week. So then after we have breakfast, okay, you're going to choose lunch, okay? So choose a lunch. And now I really want you to think about your meal plan or your meal prepping day too. So I recommend to choose a lunch that's easy, either really simple to make, like I think I put tuna wraps on there, or something like that, or choose something that could be made in bulk really easy, so like chili or a sheet pan recipe or a crock pot recipe, something. So I recommend choosing 1 to 2 lunch options again and alternating them. Now if you're on a budget, choose 1 lunch option, and you can choose something really simple like tuna, and I gave how I make my tuna, you know, whatever. You can use turkey. I recommend you getting the actual deli sliced turkey, or ham, anything like that. You can get those as well. You want to get something that has little preservatives in if you're using like deli meat, which is sometimes tough, but it can be done. Yes, Laura, I love crock pot recipes too. Gosh, it's so easy to do, like shredded buffalo chicken or barbecue chicken. I think I put those recipes in there. If not, Pinterest them. Really super easy. Just throw it all in a crock pot and let it cook, and it's done. You can shred it up for wraps or pizzas later in the week, or salads, whatever. So really, really easy. So choose things that are easy and that you can maybe make multiple meals out of and still have some variety in there. Okay, so lunch. Look at the lunch options. Choose 1 to 2, okay, and repeat. And then for dinner, I want you to choose 4 to 5 options. Now this is going to range very widely depending on you and your family, where you are in your phase of life, how involved your kids are, what your evenings look like, things like that, okay? So I typically choose 4 or 5 dinners for the week. My kids are not currently in anything. I'm home most evenings, so I plan accordingly. So I usually can throw something together for dinner. I usually choose quick things that I can cook in 30 minutes or less. So think about that and plan accordingly. If you maybe need to take advantage of crock pot recipes, sheet pan recipes, if you're on the go, if your child plays basketball several nights in the week, then maybe you need to make a pot of chili and have that ready to grab and go this week. So you just have to heat it up and go. So really plan accordingly. I always plan to eat out on Friday nights. I definitely usually don't feel like cooking on Friday nights, so we definitely usually eat out. Sometimes I make a healthy choice, sometimes I don't. I'll be honest. It's all about balance. So Friday nights we eat out typically, and then we're gonna eat leftovers 1, maybe 2 nights also in the week. So that's kind of why I choose 4 to 5 dinner options depending on our week. Okay, so for the breakfast, I told you to write down what you're going to choose. For lunch, I want you to choose 1 to 2 recipes, and I want you to write down everything that you need for those recipes, okay, on your grocery list. And then for dinner, the same. Now, be smart about stuff. So if you are going to choose tacos for dinner, like personally, I would double or triple the amount of taco meat that I'm going to make. So I would have tacos for dinner one night, and then I would have Mexican pizza for dinner another night, and then I may use taco salad as one of my lunch options. And some people may be like, oh, you're going to be so tired of tacos. Well, it's a mental thing. Again, if you're really focusing on, healthy eating and working on a budget, I mean, I can eat tacos any freaking day. And when you make it as taco pizza and tacos and burritos and taco salad, it really tastes like a different meal all the time. So I'm trying to be strategic like that to keep us low on a budget. If I'm cooking like buffalo chicken one night, I might double the amount of chicken I buy for lunch and use chicken in the sheet pan recipe for dinner, and vice versa. So I do that a lot. I buy meat in bulk when it's on sale, so I always have it to grab. So kind of be smart. Don't do yourself a favor and don't choose like 5 different recipes for dinner that's just like way off on another spectrum, okay? And know that you can double. Now, some people choose to make large dinners so they have enough leftovers for their lunch, for their lunch for the week. So you can totally do that too. I generally don't, but if you want to make, you know, I put on their Pioneer Woman pasta is one of the recipes. If you want to make like a huge batch of that and then eat it for 2 nights this week or 2 days this week for lunch, perfect. Do that. It's however you want to do it, okay? Myra, okay, what type of seasoning do I use for my tacos? So I listed that out, or actually I didn't list out the specific one that I use, but it's on that file. If you look for the lunch dinner and under tacos, I kind of described how I do my tacos. But if I'm being lazy and I'm at the grocery store, I usually just buy an organic taco seasoning mix. I think McCormick makes an organic one now. And if you look at the organic, like pre-seasoned package versus the normal, there's just a lot less preservatives, a lot less ingredients. It's just seasonings. Or you can just make your own. Just look up Pinterest, like taco seasoning. Make your own taco seasoning or something on Pinterest, and it just involves like chili powder and I don't know, a bunch of red pepper and a bunch of different stuff that you probably have at home that you can mix together. And I usually will make some and keep it in a mason jar too. So I use one of those 2 things generally for my taco seasoning. Do I always sub ground turkey for hamburger? No, actually hardly ever in this house. We have cows slaughtered, so I always have a plethora of beef. So I always tell people too, like if I'm at the grocery store and having to buy beef, which I hate to do now because I don't know, when you have your own cow slaughter, the beef tastes so much better than what you buy in the grocery store. I buy leaner beef, but I don't buy the leanest cut. I generally will at least buy like, like 85, 15 or 90-10, but if I'm eating, which I do 90% of the time, eat the cow that I actually have slaughtered, the meat is probably more like 80-20, and I just cook it and then drain the fat before I use it in anything. I don't usually rinse the meat because I do like the flavor of the fat, so I don't get too caught up in that. I don't eat beef every night, but I do eat it. Yes, Miss Mizra's Dash seasonings are totally fine, Myra. A lot of people use those. I have at times, but I know you guys have to watch sodium. I am a self-proclaimed salt fanatic, so even if I use Mizra's Dash, I end up adding extra salt later, so it doesn't do me a whole lot of good. But yes, you could definitely do that. Let me see. Okay, and so in this scenario, so again, you're going to choose, if we're going to be super simple, budget friendly, you're going to choose 1 breakfast, 1 lunch, 4 to 5 dinners, depending on your approach, to make for your family. You're going to write down all the ingredients you need. I left out snacks. You're going to do the same for snacks. I usually choose 1 to 2 snacks. Generally, we eat 2 snacks a day. So you're going to write down which snack options you have. You're going to alternate them, and you're going to sit down and think about, okay, if I'm going to have apples and peanut butter, how many apples do I truly need? And that's all the apples that you're going to buy at the grocery store, okay? So then when you have it all listed out, I usually will get my kids 2 to 3 extra snack options depending on what they choose. And I talked about that in our previous video. And then that's it. You know, I may look in the pantry and see if we need anything that we're running out of, you know, milk, eggs, things like that, but I'm going to go to the grocery store and I'm only going to buy those things because I already know what we're going to eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every night and what we're going to eat for snacks. So there's no room for anything else because that's more than enough food in a day to feed us, right? So that's all I'm going to buy at the grocery store, so my grocery budget is going to be really low. Now, I prefer personally to use Kroger ClickList or Walmart Pickup because you can order all your groceries online. You go exactly from your meal plan, you choose the ingredients that you need, you send it for purchase, they bring it to your car, it's done. And I guarantee you stick to a budget and you're not, you know, emotionally and on impulse buying things at the grocery store that you think sounds good, right? So it's really, really going to help you. And again, you may forget a few things the first week. Worst case scenario, you have to run in a store really quick. You'll be fine. Now, if you make your lunch or dinner, or usually your lunch or breakfast, and you're just like, oh, I don't want this, I would rather go to McDonald's. Listen, that's a mindset thing. So kind of try to switch your mindset and think about, no, like, this is what I made. It's about feeling myself, feeling my body, not like what's going to taste amazing right now. And you may try some things that you don't like, so it may take a while. You may try the overnight oats and be like, Keisha, I didn't like those. I'm like, okay, cool. Choose something else that you do like. There's so many recipes out there. There's really no excuse to find what works for you. And again, don't think you have to be perfect. If you screw up this week and you bring your sheet pan chicken and veggies for lunch and all your coworkers want to go to Mexican, you end up going to Mexican, don't beat yourself up over it. Just pick up where you left off, okay? We're just moving in the right direction, and every choice that you make is going to help you get closer to there. Yes, Walmart. Exactly, Laura. If I have to go into freaking Walmart, my husband gets so mad at me if I tell him I have to go to the grocery store and didn't do a Kroger Click List or a Walmart pickup, because he's going to be like, oh, you're going to spend at least $30 more than what you would normally spend. And I'm married to Dave Ramsey, in case you guys didn't know. So he gets mad at me. And yes, Laura, like, I totally get tempted by the Kit Kat's my, like, nemesis too. The Kit Kat or the chips or whatever at the grocery store pickup there. So there is some tips. I haven't done kid-friendly meals yet. I'm going to do that this week, I promise, but with my kids being sick, I want to actually like show you some of the ingredients that I use and choose for my kids, and I don't have them here this week. I'm like totally off my game with all the sickness and stuff, so I want to get those things first so I can actually show them to you before I talk about the kid-friendly meals. Now, in this whole scenario, my kids may or may not eat exactly what we have laid out. So my kids eat breakfast at school most days. They are home with me a couple of days a week, and I usually will have just their favorite stuff here. Sometimes I have cereal, I'll have whole wheat waffles, we'll do eggs, something like that for breakfast. And then again, they have their snacks that they chose for the week. And then lunch and dinner, they're usually not eating the same prep lunch I have. I'm usually making them something different. And then for dinner, it depends on what we're having. I try to like cook dinners that I know they're going to eat too. So the tacos, spaghetti, pizza, things like that, they'll typically eat. But if I'm fixing something like shrimp fried rice that I know they're not going to touch, then that's where these few kid-friendly, healthier dinner options come in that I will share with you, that I whip together really quick. And it's cooking at the same time as our stuff, so it's really not that big of a deal. Okay, I think that's it. Does anybody else have any questions? So what I want you to do, my challenge for you, is to look in the file section like I have showed you. Look in the lunch, the breakfast, the dinner. You can even, look on Pinterest. If you're like, Keisha, none of these things sound good, cool. Look on Pinterest, find your own healthy recipes, okay? And then make out your meal plan for the week and your grocery list. And then once you at least get your meal plan, either screenshot us or take a picture of it, post it in the comments below, just for accountability, to say, you know what, I did this and I'm going to do it this week. And tell us if you're trying to plan all of your meals, or if you're just focusing on, one meal, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, whatever. I promise I'll get the snack thing uploaded too before the end of the night. And no, again, this is not end all be all for the recipes I post. I'm just posting a few ideas, but there's so many out there that you can choose from. Do what sounds good for you and is right for your family, and it's going to fit into your lifestyle. That's the entire key to this, is to figuring out what works for you. Okay, I hope that's helpful. My house sounds like it's going to explode upstairs. I better get up there and see what's going on. So I hope that this has helped you guys. Have a great, gosh, what night is it? Wednesday night. See you.